Hey all, Hipper here. I did a Tiger 59 video yesterday, and I thought, well, I might actually play some Tiger 59. It's been quite a while. I like Tiger 59 because this is a ship that rewards you in spades, really, for playing the objectives. It doesn't really reward you much for, farming damage or anything like that. It's all about taking those caps, guarding the caps, and of course disposing of destroyers. And it does have the tools to get rid of destroyers. I mean, you have smoke. I have 4 smokes here. I'm running a turret, so the smokes, I cannot use them as one long smoke. I think there's 9 seconds between each smoke, but that's fine. That's fine. It's not a big problem. But it does mean that you can spend pretty much half the battle sitting in smoke, really. And the way I play it is, I have stealth radar on my Tiger, so when I move into the cap, if there's no one to, challenge me, then I smoke up, and I shoot a little bit here, but there's really no point, you're not going to get a lot of damage in this ship here. Unless you catch some broadside ships, then you can farm, but it's not the point of the ship, and it's generally better to hold your fire, and, set up ambushes, especially for destroyers. That seems to be, well, that works better for me anyway, and that's what I do. So like I said, you got smokes, and you've got radars to take care of those pesky destroyers there. And really the only ship that can ruin your fun is if a battleship pushes you when you're in the cap. And even then, if you just hold your fire and stay in your smoke, you can, ride it out if you're lucky. Like, the battleship needs to be within 2 kilometers to spot you. And I've had some absolute horrible teams today, and the teams in this video aren't they're not particularly good either. And you'll see that I spend a lot of time just sitting here because I have no idea what their plan is. You can see all the blue ships. Yeah, I don't know. So I have 8.4 kilometer concealment with this build here, and I believe I can fire in smoke up to 5.4 kilometers, and then of course 2 kilometers or 3, depending on what modules the enemy has, is my absolute detection. So just keep those numbers in mind, because that's what you need to play this ship, especially when you play with this build here. This is not an agile build, this is a stealth radar smoke build, and it is the better build, I think, for the ship. And it works really well. But of course, if your team is absolutely horrible, you are going to sink no matter what. Because if they choose to ignore a battleship that's pushing you, yeah, that's pretty much it. But that doesn't happen very often. Probably like 1 out of 10 battles or something like that. The rest of the battles, you're going to be able to really do well in this ship here. And especially the more destroyers in the game, the better Tiger will perform. And like I said, this is not a ship for putting up damage records. But I mean, yes, you can. And I think the highest I've done is 150k in this ship here, and that was with a lot of just broadsiding battleships where I was just farming the superstructure, over and over and over for smoke, and yeah, super boring. But yeah, what can you do? So as you can see here, I've taken the cap, and the red ships are positioned horribly. Like this Synop here, and remember my concealment is 8.4, so he's still outside of my concealment radius, so I don't have to really worry. It's only if he turns into the cap, towards me here, that I'll have to actually smoke up. But I'm just sitting here and kind of playing a destroyer for the moment. I want to spot this Synop so someone can get in some shots at it. I mean, I cannot fire at it. I could, but I'd have to use a smoke, and we're only 5 minutes into the game. I don't want to use a smoke already, because you never know what's going to happen later. There's still 2 destroyers on the enemy team, so those are my targets. But at the moment, like you see, 1 destroyer is pretty much in the corner, sitting behind an island, that Mahan there. I don't know. Why would you do that? I don't know. And lately, well, not lately, well, yeah, lately, this has just been the way people play, and I just can't take it. It's really bad at the moment. So that's why I haven't been spending much time in the game lately, and especially in standard matches, I just get infuriated at it. So that's also why there's not many Warships videos at the moment, because I am just getting fed up with it, and I'm just waiting for training rooms. And once they arrive, I will never set foot in standard battles ever again. And all the potatoes in here, they can potato away, do whatever they want, and I can hopefully just do my own thing in training rooms and don't have to worry about how absolutely bad the player base is at this game here. Like, it's terrible. It's absolutely awful, and it just completely kills the fun in the game. I mean, it's always been like this, but yeah, lately it's pretty bad. So it's looking like now that this Sinop here is actually making a move for the base, and I was just waiting until he was broadside, until I actually start firing, because once the battleships or cruisers or destroyers are broadside, you can farm them pretty well with this Minotaur AP here. It's not bad at all. But as soon as someone is bow on or angled, then you're gonna get a lot of bounces, and it's not really worth firing. Then it's better just to stay concealed and you know, go on about your day, because you're not gonna get much damage anyway. So hold your fire is you know, par for the course in Tiger 59, because you have to be sure that you are actually going to accomplish something before you fire, especially when you don't have an agile build. So as you can see, I'm not sure he actually was turning in, but like, and he has like the luckiest shot ever there. I was so upset by that. I was like, oh my god. Because that's like obviously some potato that just fired at the smoke and was lucky enough to hit me. But anyway, I have my British heals, so I'm just gonna use one, and then we're just gonna sit here. So right now I'm just waiting for the destroyers to come and try to take the cap, because I'm not gonna go towards the sea cap, because that's a lot of open water, and I just end up leaving this cap here undefended. You can see there's no one else here. So the better play is to just stick around here and wait, really. Sooner or later, they're going to have to make a move, because we are just ahead on points here. And as long as we have 2 caps, then there is absolutely no need to push. And that's another thing. I see people pushing all the time when there's no need to do it, especially in domination. If you have 2 caps, just hang back, wait for the enemies to try to take them, and it's much easier to defend than it is to attack. So yeah, that doesn't happen a lot in the game, I can tell you that, because people sail in, they take the cap, and then you just continue going broadside towards, you know, the whole red team, and it ends in tears. So I noticed one destroyer trying to sneak up on this cap here, I believe, and I'm just going to ambush him, really, because I haven't been spotted for a while, and I have everything ready, and he is low on health. This is like the easiest kill ever, and this is the guy that was sitting at the corner of the map for the first probably 7 or 8 minutes, being absolutely useless. And we're lucky enough to have the other destroyer over here, because you gotta be patient in Tiger. Like that's probably the one thing in the ship here that I don't like, is that it's really hard to set up your own, you know, make your own luck, really. You have to rely on the enemies making a mistake. And here in this, you know, situation here, these 2 destroyers are definitely making a mistake, because they could have won the battle. They are moving in, they're trying to take the cap, but that's not going to happen. And now he goes broadside. That's what you don't want to do when you're facing Minotaur AP in a destroyer, because that is going to absolutely get you killed. Like, he's realizing his mistake here, but too late. I already got a very nice salvo in there, and that's the end of him. So that's both destroyers down, and I didn't even need to use a radar, which is interesting, right? Yeah, I don't know. But that's it. I've done my job. I have capped the B cap. I have sunk 2 destroyers, and I stole a kill as well. That was excellent. And that's it. There's no further use for me in this battle here. I can just sit here, and if I get the opportunity to shoot at someone, I will. But there's no point pushing. We have 2 caps. We are ahead on points, and the red ships are not in a position to really do anything interesting. So I'm gonna do something interesting on the other hand, because I'm getting a little bored here. I mean, this has been a pretty dull battle, which is nothing new, by the way. And at least Tiger makes it more fun than it should be, because it's such an underdog ship that when you do well in this ship here, it feels better than, you know, doing well in, I don't know, Dallas. I guess that's the same tier. But if you move up to Worcester or something like that, or Des Moines, I mean, it's not difficult. But Tiger 59, yeah, it's difficult. It's just like Cheshire. I mean, if you end up top of the leaderboard in Tiger 59, or probably more Cheshire, because Cheshire doesn't have a radar, well, yeah, you've done well. And just annoying this Heinrich here, because I'm just waiting for my smoke to come back, really, and then my plan is just to farm him a little bit. I only have 47,000 damage here, but like I said, damage really isn't your goal in the ship here. Your goal is to play the objectives, and if you do that, you're going to do well in Tiger. But if you start to think about, oh, I'm low on damage, I better farm some, that's when you get sunk. And you have to be sure that when you open fire, that you are actually, you know, you have the upper hand. Because you can see here how quickly the ship can be removed. And you don't want to fire on something that you're not absolutely sure that you will be able to either farm or sink. So I've got my smoke back, and that means that I can just sit here and farm this guy until he sinks. And that's exactly what I am going to do. The carrier is hitting him as well, so we're going to have a little bit of a contest here on, you know, who gets the kill. And I can, you know, tell you that I end up with 4 kills in this battle here, and then you can probably make your own assumption as to who ends up with the kill. But yeah, Tiger 59 is probably one of my favorite ships. Well, not probably, it is one of my favorite ships, because it's so difficult to play, and it just gives me great pleasure to actually do well in it. Like I said, more so than pretty much any other ship, because most people hate this ship here, and there's no better feeling than a team result like this, where you're like, ha ha. Like, not that the red team was that good anyway. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and see you out there.